He's not fond of Amish people, reminds us that we're all white and nerdy, and plays his very first show in Belgium since his first record came out 32 years ago. Now he has popped his 14th album, studio album, The Mandatory Fun. It's his first #1 album in the States, and he proves that he's still the master of parody. Hi, Weird Al Yankovic.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good.
All right. It's your first time in Belgium. What took you so long?
Well, it's the first time we've played Belgium. I was in Belgium for about a day in 1989. I had a movie that came out at that time, so I was doing a whirlwind European promotion. But this is the first time we've ever performed in Belgium. I'm very excited about it. And I would have come sooner, but you have to be asked first. So this is the first time we've actually gotten an offer from a promoter.
Okay, well, I'm very glad that we asked. Have you had the time yet to try a waffle?
I have, actually. You know, I just went out with my drummer and we had a waffle. And when I came back to my dressing room, my road manager said, "Oh, I brought you a waffle," just in case you haven't had one yet. So I've had a few waffles already.
All right, and what did you experience? The waffle experience, how was it?
It was amazing. You know, I've been looking forward to my Belgian waffles for a long time. My daughter's very jealous. I showed her my Belgian waffle over FaceTime, and she was very jealous.
All right. All right. I wish you a lot of another waffle experiences here in Belgium. But let's talk about the album Mandatory Fun. It's the first album that made it as a #1 album in the Billboard charts last year. And apart from the fact that it's a good album, do we have a particular need for a laugh in the music industries nowadays? Or how do you explain the fact that you have reached the first place in the charts?
I think there's always been a need for humor. I don't know if we need it now more than ever. I think there's always been a place for humor in the music industry, and I don't know why. In fact, it was a #1 album. I mean, I'm very proud of it, and I think it's my best album to date. But I always think that it was just a matter of timing, I guess. I mean. The songs really hit home with people. I did an 8 videos in 8 days promotion on the internet, which was very successful. I was sort of like everywhere on the internet for about a week, and that certainly helped. But it was it's just a matter of timing and good luck, and you know, being around for as long as I have finally paid off, I guess.
Yeah, 32 years.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, never gets boring.
It doesn't. Sometimes I'm on stage and I'm doing a song for literally the 1000th time, and it still doesn't get boring to me because people are still singing along and smiling and having a great time. And as long as I get that kind of energy from the crowd, it never gets old.
Yeah. Is that your main intention, to give people a good time, or what is your intention as a performer?
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I want them to enjoy it, obviously. It's a funny show, and it's a rock show. So, I like them to be, laughing and happy and, having a good time. That's what it's about.
Yeah. You cover, can I say cover? You parody songs. What does a song have to be coverable by you?
Well, I in general look for songs that have some kind of identifiable musical or lyrical hook to them. It's kind of hard to articulate exactly. It really, honestly, all boils down to my finding a very popular song that I can come up with a funny idea for. I mean, there have been a lot of songs that I would think, oh, this would be a good candidate for parody, and I think of ideas, and I can come up with bad ideas all day long, but I can't always think of an idea that I think is like really clever and would sustain comedy for 3.5 minutes. So if I come up with an idea like that, I sign off on it and I go get permission and I zero in on it. But there's been more than a few that I kind of had to walk away from because the ideas just weren't coming.
I was wondering, you're covering songs. Do you have some sort of bucket list with songs that you would really, really like to make a parody of before you retire?
Well, I mean, I try to keep it topical. So any song that's more than a year or two old, it might be a little too old for me to make fun of, unless I can pair it with a contemporary subject. You know, I've done classic rock songs before where I've paired it with something that was happening, you know, more currently. Like when I did my Don McLean parody, American Pie, that was a song from the early '70s, but I paired that with the Star Wars movie, which had just been released. So I've done that a couple times, but more often than not, I go for songs that are as current as possible.
Okay, so you can't really say, oh, that's the song I really need to do before I die.
Not really. I mean, there are a lot of artists that, you know, for one reason or another, I haven't gotten around to yet. Like, I was just talking to the last interviewer. He says, how come you haven't done Springsteen yet? Like, well, you know, some people just slip between the cracks. I mean, you know, one of these days, you know, maybe he'll come up with a hit and I'll come up with a great idea and it'll all work out. But it doesn't always happen that way.
You say slip between the cracks. Do you consider your oeuvre as some sort of collection then?
Well, I suppose in a way. I mean, I've been doing this for over 30 years, so I've amassed a lot of songs, and there's a body of work there. And I try not to repeat myself too much, and I try to give it my best shot. But yeah, I mean, you know, when you look back at it all, it's an oeuvre.
Yeah, it's true. So some people collect stamps. You collect funny covers.
There you go.
Voilà. So, if people want to describe you, there are a lot of words you can use. You can say musician, artist, comedian, writer, satirist, but which label do you prefer for yourself?
I just like sexy.
Whoa, well, okay. Very honest answer, sexy. It's not even a noun.
No, I don't know. It's hard to pigeonhole me because I guess I am a bit of a hyphenate. I don't fit easily in any you know, any category. In fact, back in the days when there were record stores everywhere, they're rapidly disappearing. But I mean, even then, people didn't know what section to put me in. Like, is he comedy? Is he rock? Is he pop? So it's been difficult for me in that sense that I'm not easily defined.
No, but you're sexy.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Well, so let's talk about tonight, the reason why you're here. Okay. You're playing in the AB. What can we expect tonight?
Well, I know this is the first time I've played in Belgium, so that for the people that haven't gotten wind of it elsewhere, it's a 2-hour high-energy rock and roll comedy show. It's highly theatrical. We have costume change for almost every single song on the show. We have a big LED screen with video bits that run between songs while we're doing the costume changes. A lot of props. There's a lot going on. We try to cram as much entertainment as we possibly can into 2 hours.
Where do you find the energy? That's the main question I ask myself.
I just save it all up for the stage. I just, you know, I just stay in my hyperbaric chamber all day long, and then I go out on stage and rock it.
I don't believe that, because now you're just a rolling ball of energy as well. You have some. Do you drink something, like a lot of energy drinks, or what's the key to being sexy, weird?
Just a lot of water. Stay hydrated. You know. Just water and broccoli. That's all I eat.
Okay, that's very good advice. I would like to give you the final question, and it's a bit of a play. I'm going to ask you. I have here 30 questions that actually are too cliché to ask. So now I'm just going to give you the opportunity to say a number. Pick a number between 1 and 30, and whichever question comes up, it's going to be a random question. You have to answer.
All right. Well, you know, I have to pick 27.
Okay. It's why 27?
That's my favorite number.
But everybody dies at 27 in the rock world.
Oh, well, I seem to have beaten the odds then.
Well, all right, 27. Oh, okay. What would you have become if you weren't a musician?
You know, I got my degree in architecture, so I'm not sure that I would have been an architect, because by the time I graduated from college, I really was tired of that. So gosh, you know, the honest answer is I shudder to think, because I have no idea what direction my life would have gone on if I hadn't gotten a record deal or hadn't had success doing what I'm doing. I'm going to say dental hygienist.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for that response. Thank you for the broccoli tips. And most of all, I wish you a lot of fun this evening.
Thank you.
Sexy Al Yankovic.
Thanks so much.